bam, ba-da-dum, bam, bam, bam. Ba-da-dum, bam, bam. All right. I've not left China. I am still here. Right, it's a nice, lovely day today, even though yesterday was awful, man. And get myself some delicious Xinjiang food. So fat right now. Bloody hell. Okay, we've got this right here. It's no alcohol. This is a Muslim restaurant. Hello. There you go. Nice. So last night I went to a very lovely area in Shenzhen. This is where I live and work. Awesome, fantastic. It's one of those areas that are famous online. You know, many foreigners come to Shenzhen and they tend to go to that place. Yeah, to some degree, the city has a futuristic side to it. Surely the edge in terms of technology is actually quite phenomenal, really. And then I also went to the beach as well, you know, and that's the beauty of it, right? But the thing is, I took my bike all the way to Damisha Beach from Nangshan, and that is a bloody long, I just want to adjust the lighting, long ride, I kid you not, right? But I did it. It's in the morning, and now I just woke up. Today is the 13th of September, you understand? So, and I just thought, let me just record this. It's Saturday, and I got a long day at work today. So, yeah, but I'll start at 9. Time right now, 6:40 in the morning. Anyways, yeah, that's Shenzhen. I live and work here in China. Fantastic. So the video is about the number one country for me. I'll definitely say in terms of like quality of life for black foreigners, definitely it's Malaysia, and I can't lie, it's a phenomenal place, right? But first, and I just need to address the video I posted yesterday about, you know, Sheku.ℳ, and of course, and I'm totally aware of his past. I'm fully aware of that. It doesn't like people like me, black people. It has a strong agenda towards black people. At the same time, Muslim as well. And there was segments where he stated, what is it? Palestine is not a country. Crazy man. And surely he was working for the wrong type of people. And for me, even though I disagree with the thing he said in the past, right, it doesn't mean someone needs to go out there and take him out. Although he did mention something like that, but not towards him, right? So it's crazy. So that's what I say, like, your tongue is very important, man. You need to be careful what you say about your life, do you know what I mean? And or what about other people's life as well. So it's very important, really. But anyways, yeah, it's very tragic. I reacted because of what I saw, and that traumatized me absolutely. I wasn't there, but looking at that video and the way he was taken out was actually quite sad, isn't it? And for me, the most concerning thing is like in front of his family, and everyone was there watching, but it seemed like he predicted his own downfall. But anyways, may his soul rest in peace still, and you may agree to disagree. The difference between me and him is like, I do not stand for hate, you know, that's not me. So you do not defeat hate with hate. That's not the way it should be, really. If you agree with someone, you come in front, you come close to them, and you have a debate. You know, if you lose, you lose, and then you move on. That's life, you understand? So of course, the world is full of hate, unfortunately. Speaking of hate, and this video is circulating online, and these British kids, surely they don't know what they're doing. Their family, their parents, they taught them to hate. You know, how young? It's a disgrace.
How do you even begin to address that? You got kids chanting, "We want them out." The oldest amongst those kids can't be older than, what, 10 years old? The youngest probably around, what, 4, 5? And yet they're doing that. Do they even know what they're saying? What's quite clearly gone on here is the parents have told the kids to say that, and then the parents have recorded their kids doing it, and then they're posting it on social media for the validation of other racists.
Absolutely disgrace. And this guy said it perfectly, you understand? Listen, I am British, I grew up in the UK. Man, when you grow up in a place like the UK where you feel like a second-class citizen and you feel like you never belong, that is sad. That is really, really sad, man. You grew up in a place, you're educated there, you have your first love, and you went to university there, you have your friends and all that, right? At the same time, that is not your home. It's sad. But the thing is, like, no matter what, the UK is still my home. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I still pay my taxes there. Do you know? It's a wonderful place. At the same time, it's a very divided place, you understand? And the politicians has completely destroyed the UK. I'm not in focus. I think I am. You know, I would definitely say what I see now these days in the UK doesn't shock me, but it just makes me sad, really, really sad, honestly, and how divided and the country is, and the UK has digressed back into its whole days when it comes to extreme racism. I wasn't born during that time, you know, in the 70s, but by the look of it, it looks like it's gone back to the whole days, really. It's actually quite insane. And there was this video, this Muslim guy was praying peacefully, right?
Shame on you! 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 Shame on you!
And then people were just shouting. You know, it's actually insane. You know, for me, I grew up in a Christian country. I do have some Christian value, you know, no matter what, yeah. Because listen, you know, I don't go out there and hate people, really. I don't really do that at all. It's actually quite insane to me how people are saying they're taking out our jobs. Get them all out. We don't want them out here. We don't want them here. They're making the same mistake they did during the Brexit referendum. You understand? It's absolutely insane, man. There's a lot of uneducated British people out there. I'm telling you, even those who are educated as well, they sound so uneducated, really. They don't think in a long term, they only think in a short term, you know? A country like the UK, I would not recommend if you are someone from the outside to go there. And in fact, they're making it very difficult now if you're a foreigner, you want to go there to settle, even those who are they're splashing a lot of cash into the economy when it comes to education, right? I mean, it's like a fortune. You need to spend the country 15 years for you to get a citizen. That's insane. That's insane, man, honestly, right? And on top of that as well, it's not guaranteed, you understand? So the hate, it's so obvious now. It's out there, you know? I'm not going to lie to you, there are nice British people, but these days it seems like that number is shrinking. It's actually reducing to a shocking number, honestly. The country is becoming a war zone, unfortunately. It's so hard to believe who is this and who is that, and if someone like you, really like you, or someone just tolerate you. You understand? And that's not what you want. And hence-wise, if you're a black British person or black foreigner in general, right, you have all the credentials. I would say mainly if you're a black Westerner, right? If you're a black Westerner, I need to repeat this again. If you are a black Westerner, I would definitely say Malaysia, it's the right country for you. Part of the reason why I say if you're a black Westerner, because when it comes to us, visa, yes, of course, you're going to have to acquire a visa as well if you want to stay there for the long term. But if you're coming from the UK, you can stay in Malaysia for 3 months, visa free, you understand? And then there are programs as well where you can pay for a visa if you want to stay there, of course. And I'll say in Malaysia, it's a lot more expensive compared to other countries in this region, you know, but for what you get, the package is absolutely phenomenal. Amazing, fantastic healthcare that is very, very low cost, you understand? The education system as well, it is well designed, well structured, very, very high standard, do you understand? And on top of that, the people can speak English fluently. So if you're Westerner from Western country that can speak English, right, then you're not going to have any issue at all when it comes towards adjusting and living in a place that is so multicultural, so tolerant. That's the thing I need to say again, very tolerant. But you can't find tolerance in the UK these days. Listen, right, on paper, I would say yes, of course, and the UK, maybe not just on paper, but in general, it's a multifaceted place, but it doesn't behave as one because a lot of people, I'm not going to lie to you as well, some people, they tend not to integrate, yes, and that can be a huge problem. Some people may have, you know, some comments, oh yeah, they come into our country, they don't want to integrate. But at the same time, you have to look at it in two ways, right? And when people try to integrate, trying to get a bit close, oh, you're taking our jobs. So what do people need to do? So hence why you see a lot of marginalized community, right? They tend to keep to themselves because they never know if you try to adjust, people are going to switch on you, or they're going to be extremely racist, or they're going to be, you know, passive aggressive at the same time, right? So it's so hard for you to judge the true intent of certain people in the UK. I'm talking about mainly for you in the UK. Any British person that you've met outside the UK, those are the people you want to interact with. Those are the people that are willing to learn. You understand? The ones that have never left the UK, I'm telling you, there are a lot of people out there that never left the UK, man. They rely on benefit out there. It's true. The system, it's so fundamentally flawed, right? Where in the past, then many people don't work, just rely on benefit. And still, the number, it's still high, but these days the government is trying to force more and more people to get into work. And British people don't like that. That's part of the reason why you're seeing the huge riots in the UK and of course in uproar when it comes towards people are expressing their dislikes, and it's becoming more and more visual now, right? So I know, of course, and then this video is going to draw the attention of British people out there, and if they stumble into it, you don't know what you're talking about, man, go back to Africa, right? And I think a lot of people are fixated when it comes to go back to Africa, right? You know, the problem isn't where I'm from. I think maybe you forgot to understand how valuable Africa is, really. If Africa wasn't so valuable, you wouldn't see like the UK or Western countries or people from different parts of the world, including China here, Chinese people going to Africa, you know, taking or exploiting and the resources there, you know, taking advantage of the continent itself, right? You wouldn't see that, really. And at the same time, because maybe you think about Africa all the time in your mind, so you definitely have a special affiliation or affinity when it comes towards Africa, right? And I've got no problem with that, honestly, man. It's actually quite baffling to me, right? And how most people in the UK, I think, fail to understand, like, everyone in the country, right? It's a migrant. Everyone is a migrant. We are all from somewhere else, really, unless if you are indigenous person, which is extremely rare. It's going to be impossible because a lot of people migrate to the UK. So the UK, it's found by immigrants. So take away the immigrants, right? And this is the thing, and most people tend to play it like as if like, oh no, we only want the legal immigrants in the country. We're mainly against the illegal immigrant. Bullshit. That is not what they're trying to say. No, at all. They are trying to say, get all the immigrants, whether it be you're legal or illegal. This is the thing. If you have to live in the UK to understand the lingo and the tone and the way people talk about things, right? Absolutely baffling to me, right? It's not baffling to me, but it's not even shocking to me anymore, right? It's just shameful, disgraceful, honestly. A country that boasts for civilization and modernization, right? Talking about a more robust and tolerant and culture and community, it doesn't appear to be like that. But you see a country like Malaysia tend to have that, and also multicultural, but not as the level compared to what you will find in the UK or in the United States. But surely it is up there. And in fact, you can find a level of diversity when it comes towards the different races you will find in Malaysia. You'll find the Malay people, right? Those that are predominantly Muslim people, and then you will find the Malaysian Chinese, Malaysian Malaysian Chinese, Malaysian and Indian, right? You can find them there, and of course you also have a growing number of Arabs community there and African community as well in Malaysia, particularly in Penang. Of course not in Penang. In Kuala Lumpur, Penang as well is also getting a lot of foreigner there. Mainly, you tend to see a lot of Western black men go to Penang. They reside there from the States, from the UK, and also for me personally, in the future, once everything coming to fruition, then surely I would definitely consider moving to Malaysia. For the moment, I'm very happy in China. Offer and present a lot of opportunity. That's the thing I would definitely say about China, though. Of all the countries in Asia, if you're thinking of working and making money, this is the place you want to be, right? And of course, then when it comes towards good quality of life as well, China offer you that, but there's some limitation. Part of the reason why I don't really talk too much about China these days because of the things I've personally experienced, right? When it comes towards racism online, this is mainly online. Let me reiterate again, mainly online, really, and it's bad, really bad, and it hasn't stopped. Right, that's one of the reasons why I was super discouraged, and I wasn't happy about that. But of course, I do see a lot of positive things about China here. You understand? Good infrastructure and a lot of opportunity for you to scale into, really, and whether it be in trading and what is it, and doing a lot of businesses and teaching as well. I'm also a teacher here in China, you understand, and I work for a very good school. But of course, in discrimination side of things as well, when it comes towards a black foreigner, unfortunately, it is really bad. Not just in China, I think in South Korea, mainly in East Asia, South Korea, Japan, China. It unfortunately, if the darker your skin is, it's become a lot more challenging for a lot of black people here. A lot of the schools can be very discriminating, make it very clear whether it be in the job description. But then again, at the same time, they also discriminate not just towards black people, but also towards white people as well, especially in the field of PE. If you're a black teacher, say black PE teacher, right? Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, only black men, only tall black men for American accents, you understand? Hello, hi, how are you? You okay? Hello. You got the Chinese lady right there. So don't get me wrong, Chinese people very friendly in person, very friendly, right? I have no issue with that. Well, the issue is basically, for example, these girls, right? If you're a black guy, you're trying to date them, it can be a lot of issue, right? A lot of them, they don't mind getting to know you. I don't want to talk too much on this relationship sort of thing, because whenever I talk about this, one people will be like, oh yeah, because they don't open their legs for you. It's absolutely childish conversation. I just want to give perspective. I want people to come here with a real idea that this might most likely happen to you if you're black, dark skin. I need to repeat again, black, not just black, but dark skin. It can be hard because it's a comment I get every single time, you know, unless yesterday when I taught my students, and none of them, they're all girls, and they didn't say, hey teacher, why are you black? You know what I mean? No, but most of the time students, even the ones I've taught before, you know, they'll be like, hey teacher, why are you black? You know, tell them, why are you yellow? You know what I mean? They shouldn't say that, but of course in that, you can't change them like that. So it takes them time. And especially, they don't have that exposure towards black people, you understand? So that's the one thing I would say. In Malaysia, you don't have to worry. Whenever I'm in Malaysia, I don't see people out there sneaking and taking picture of me or looking at me and see if I'm from Mars. No, they don't do that, right? Some people might be curious. Maybe they probably know you, because I have a little bit of popularity in Malaysia. So whenever I walk down the streets, some people have seen me over the years, because I've been going there for the past 7 years. So they come up to me, they take a picture with me. They was like, oh man, well, I like your stuff. I appreciate that, right? So it's a lot more easier for me to integrate and communicate with a lot of people there. Absolutely, right? So here in China, it's a lot more different, right? And what frustrates me is, like, whenever I voice my opinion about that situation, especially the last video where I stated, right, I'm not making video about China anymore. I made it very clear the reason why, and I also present the fact as well And since I mentioned that, I'll be like 70 plus people unsubscribed. So that makes me even more disappointed, right, by some of the subscribers. So they probably just want to hear positive things only about China. But the thing is, like, on my channel, there's a balance. And in my first year, deliberately, I didn't want to focus on the negative aspect of life here in China. I just wanted to experience the positive side of things, really, because there's a lot of negative out there. So I don't want to focus too much on that. So I just want to be in the place, experience things the first year. So that's what I did. And once I start exploring the internet infrastructure of things here in China, and I start to see the dislikes towards dark skin and African, particularly if you're an African, you have an African accent. Oh boy, you have it even worse than me. Do you understand? So yes, I hope, the reason why I'm mentioning this, I want change, and hopefully this might enact change, but maybe not, because apparently foreigners who I've also spoken to, who have been living in China for the past 10, 20 years or whatever, right? They say it's the same thing, and it has gotten a lot more better because China is opening up now its border. And bear in mind, China also invests quite significantly in the continent of Africa, you understand? So it's quite shocking how a lot of Chinese people, I think a lot of them, they don't have exposure towards black people, the ones that tend to be extremely racist for literally no reason. These are not bot accounts, these are actual accounts. Absolutely shocking to me, really, right? I do not hate China. I don't go out there, even when I'm not in the country, right? I've been out of the country for about 10 times, kid you not, right? Over 10 times, I think so, right? Over 10 times. And I have never had any issue exiting and coming back into the country. Fantastic in that aspect, you know. And it's a country that actually shocked me in a way, in a beautiful way, where basically most people think it's a very restricted place, but that's not the case. You know, I don't do any crime, I don't focus on the camera, and I try to integrate and, you know, say hi to people and have a little bit of conversation in spite there's a huge language barrier. They are nice people. Yesterday, I was in this restaurant, a Muslim restaurant, and then this lady just want to say hi, you know, definitely. But for me, definitely, man, I'm staying far away from Chinese women. They're incredibly difficult to date. I think in the whole of East Asia, the only ones I would definitely say they're different now, but they're also, this one is a bit controversial if I mention it, so it's about 7 o'clock now. Taiwanese and Hong Kong and people, they are so different to mainland Chinese people here. Even Macau as well, they are so different. They have the same background, but the way they think, I think the reason why, because they've been exposed to foreigners from all walks of life. From the 1st of October to the 9th, I do have that time off, and I think I'm gonna have to go back to the place where I used to live briefly, Taiwan. Yeah, I miss Taiwan. I ain't gonna lie to you, I miss Taiwan. The vibe there is so different to here, you understand? And Taiwanese people, a lot of them can speak English as well, so it doesn't make it that difficult to hear. It's not my country, I'll never be a citizen, or no matter where I go, you understand? Even if I go to Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, I wasn't born there, so I'm going to be a foreigner in that place, you understand? I'll be treated like a foreigner because I don't sound like them, I don't behave like them. But does that make me not African? I am African, you understand? I'm very proud of that, you understand? So definitely I will explore Africa when the time is right, but for now I'm very, very happy in Asia. This is the place I'm going to retire, I'm going to die, most likely I'm going to get married and have my children in the future, inshallah. So that's the plan, honestly. For now, I will live here. So definitely, if you're a black foreigner, and no matter if you're Muslim, Christian, you go to Malaysia, you are going to have a fantastic time. In fact, in Asia in general, this country, it is the I think this continent, it is the benchmark when it comes towards tolerance. This is how I have so much respect for China, really, in spite of the things I've personally experienced, black people are experiencing online mainly. But other than that, it is a beautiful country, man. Beautiful, beautiful environment where it's stable. It's a good quality of life in this place. Definitely, man. I would definitely say you really have to come here and understand China. And it's not for everyone. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is not for everyone. You may come here, you will hate it. You may come here, you will love it. You know, it's all about be true to yourself. There are a lot of content creators here. They're not really honest, you know, so they only like the views and clicks and all that, right? But for me, I don't care. This is not my job, and I do it because I really love it. So that's it. I will leave it here. I know the lighting keep changing, but I hope it's not too bad. But anyways, that's it, man. I know I'm gonna start exercise it again, and I'll try to lose a little bit more weight. I've been eating a lot, but I'm living good. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's very important to take care of my health as well. I'm not fat. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, I'm fat. Okay, I'm fat. All right. It's okay. It's okay. I will lose it. I just the lighting. I think I will lose it. I'll be all right. So for this month, I live in a very, very beautiful city of Shenzhen, China. Absolutely gorgeous. We have a beach. We have a very stable environment, which is fantastic. It makes you live longer, fatter, bigger, happier. Or you live very good. I can't lie. That's it. Ta-ta.